Enthusiast, and today we're looking at the 2000 Mercedes SL230, and it's the Compressor Edition. We're going to do an in-depth review, check out the interior, and take her for a test drive. Stay tuned.
The Mercedes SLK230 Kompressor was introduced to the market in 1996 to compete with the Porsche Boxster and the BMW Z3. The 2000 SLK230 Kompressor was the first to receive a facelift from the original design. This model, a part of the R170 generation, received a new front bumper, new rear bumper, and an electronic stability program. It is a 2.3-liter supercharged four-cylinder engine that produces 185 horsepower and 200 pounds-per-feet of torque. Weighing in at 2,978 pounds, it runs a 0 to 60 time of 6.9 seconds. It is rear-wheel drive and gets 21 miles to the gallon in the city and 31 miles to the gallon on the highway. So the overall interior is really great. I really like these old German cars. I'm a huge fan of old Mercedes, old BMWs, old Audis. I really like the interiors in this car and all those types of cars. This car is great. Like, for the age, it was just the height of luxury. All the materials are really nice in this car. The steering wheel in this car is great. It's very large. It's got a lot of comfortable holds for the driver. It has a nice leather wrap and nice stitching. It's very simple. It doesn't have many buttons. It's got your standard horn and that's it. I really like this wheel, and it's got the very attractive Mercedes badging. These are some of the nicer German gauges. I'm not a big fan of the new age German gauges. They're not very sporty. These are very sporty, especially with the semicircle coming out on top and the bottom of the circle staying in. I really like them. I like the white on the black. It's great. Now for the interior is really great. They have this cup holder that comes out, and I really like this. A lot of German cars have that kind of like hidden cup holder, and it's really nicely placed in the Mercedes. It's right where the driver would be having his hand. The overall controls, the systems work really well. These are extremely high quality, very easy to turn. They're very attractive. You've got this paneling which is very attractive. You do have your call buttons there. I'm not a big fan of that, but it blends in very nicely with this car. There aren't a ton of controls in this car, and I really like it. It's very driving oriented. Now the shifter knob is great. It's very attractive. It's got the Mercedes emblem on it. The windows are here. It's a very advanced shifter knob for a 2000. The parking brake is really small, but it's in the perfect position. Okay, before we do the overall storage, this car is very low. I'm just going to say that because I usually do the door scene and I have to be really low. It's a nice low car. It's a lot like what my experience has been with Corvettes, and I love it. The door storage is a little bit weird. I've never really experienced this. It has just kind of like a movable leather, like there's a stretch band in it, and you could put stuff in here. It's actually quite interesting because it's a very small space, but you could put a very much larger item in here and it would hold it quite well and snug. So it's interesting. They've used this band to make larger storage than what's visually offered. Now for the glove compartment, is actually pretty big. It's a bucket design. This is very Mercedes-esque, where they've got like that bucket when you open it. I really like it. It's actually pretty high quality. The actual like interior of this compartment is pretty high quality, which is a nice surprise. There's a space in front of the shifter knob. It's pretty large that you can put your phone here. Maybe it wasn't designed for a phone at the time, but now you can put a phone here. You do have a little trash bin here. You can put trash there. You also have stuff for quarters, which is nice. Moving on. We've got a little bit of space here for pens, pencils, toothpicks right here. This is a very nice, very easy to use, easy to move. And then you've got your armrest, and the opening is actually on the side here. So you push that, and it's pretty large. Mercedes has done a nice job utilizing the space in this car. to offer the driver a lot more storage than I would have expected in a small coupe. So one last thing that I want to say about the interior, which I really like, are the seats. The seats are super comfortable. The actual seat is a nice leather wrap. They're very comfortable, a nice headrest. It really gets your head. The best part about the seat is the actual the torso support, and the actual seat, the physical bottom, is very long, so it supports your legs. These are super comfortable. I can spend a lot of time in them. Alright, so sitting in this car, getting ready to drive. The steering is pretty light. I'm not even driving. Steering wheel's pretty light. I like that. All Mercedes are light, and this kind of started the trend. The visibility is pretty good in this car, especially for a small coupe. You know, the rear view mirror is pretty large. I can see a lot out of it. I can't see the back of the car per se, but I've got a big view of what's behind me. The side view mirrors are also great. They give me a good pan around. And the hood is nice. There are two bumps on the hood that are just hood lines, which are attractive from the outside, but on the inside they're a little bit, they reflect sun at you. So as a driver, if you hit a really sunny patch, it can reflect sun in a little bit of a weird way. The visibility in this car is pretty great. There's a lot of natural sunlight, which is also nice. I'm excited to drive this because I love old German cars, so let's take it for a drive. One thing that I've noticed with this car is the pedal is really high. As in the place that you push is high up, so your foot is at an angle when you're compressing it. But I really like that. Again, that's similar to many old German cars, and it's really nice. It drives a lot like an old German car, and I'm excited to get a little bit of an acceleration here and see what it can do. Quickly, just before I get out to the acceleration, I turn to my left to open up and see what's coming. There are no blind spots in this car. The windows move so far back that I can see everything, and that is just awesome. Alright, so we're going up to a straightaway here to see what this car can do. We're pulling out. Let's give it a little bit of gas. So yeah, this thing is fast. Wow. Shifting it waits. It's fun. This is a lot like old German cars. I've said that a lot so far. If you've ever driven an older German car that's supposed to be fast, you'll know exactly what it's like when you're accelerating. It's like almost you get up to acceleration in one gear, which is really nice. The pedal is really heavy when you push it, which is also fantastic. It's a very loud acceleration, not in the sense that it's roaring. A lot of V6s roar. There's a lot of lots of noise, low noise. For this one, there's almost a, it feels like you're in a plane almost, you know. You feel the noise, you feel that noise from all around you in the actual coupe. It's not just coming from the front, it's coming from everywhere. And I really like that. It feels more like you're accelerating. Now, braking is really nice in this car. It's very precise, it's not too touchy, and it's just right, and the car can really get to a stop quite quickly. So yeah, accelerating is fun. The gear shifts are very quick. The overall turning and handling in this car, there is a little body sway, but not too much. I'm also very confident around turns, and it moves with a slight bit of the wheel turn. It moves very fluidly on the road. It's a very fluid car. It's not jerky. And another thing, I feel pretty confident around corners going pretty quickly, so that's nice. A lot of cars, you're like, oh, should I push it? You're not really sure how the car is actually going to react. And I'm very confident going around. I can expect how it's going to react. The overall feel of the road is actually really nice, especially for a coupe. I thought it would be a lot more rough and uncomfortable, but it's tuned out just enough that I can get a great sense of what the road is, like a lot of other sports coupes, and still be immune to those jerky bumps. We're gonna accelerate again out of here. And yeah, the shift time downshifting is a little bit slow, but yeah, this thing really gets up to speed quickly and is fun to drive. Especially being so small. As a driver, when I'm actually steering this car and maneuvering around the road, I get the feeling that it's small. One thing that I do notice right away, I'm trying to switch lanes, is I accidentally, instead of using the blinker signal, I used the cruise control. which is something you'll just have to kind of get used to if you're looking into this car or you already have it. This is just a fun car to drive. I'm very surprised. The acceleration in the pickup is I definitely didn't expect it. I've been in a lot of old German coupes, and I haven't really had the pickup like this. It's the actual sound, I want to say it again, because the actual sound when you're accelerating is quite exciting. You get this noise from all around the car, and it gives you the feeling like the whole entire car is moving forward. With a lot of coupes nowadays, you just feel like the front of the car is pulling you, because that's where the noise is coming from. I really feel like the whole entire car is getting engaged in that acceleration. So, as for comfort in this car, it's actually pretty comfortable. I could definitely spend a long period of time in this. The one thing that I have to say that is a little uncomfortable is often I find myself when I'm driving a automatic, I rest my left foot up against the kind of extruded pad that is offered for housing for your left foot. Now, this car doesn't have that pad, so I don't really have any comfortable place to put my foot. But other than that, overall comfort is really great. I could definitely spend a long period of time in this car. All right, we're coming up to another straightaway to do another bit of acceleration. I'm going to come at it from a bit of a turn, and this car definitely doesn't get tail happy. And yeah, this pickup is great. Oh, it's just exhilarating to drive this car. This is such a fun car to drive. If you are looking to get a coupe, even if you're not looking to get an old coupe, check this car out. This is one of the most fun cars I've driven on this channel so far. I am just absolutely flabbergasted by the way this thing drives and handles, and that acceleration. It's, this is by far not a track car, and it doesn't perform like a track car. But when you're accelerating, just the feeling you get behind the wheel when you step on that gas is just out of this world. I just wanted to thank Tony down at Bezema Motors for providing us with this vehicle today. If you're interested in this vehicle, check out their inventory and give him a call. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely leave comments and questions below. Let me know what your experience has been with this car. Please subscribe and check out some of our other reviews.